What's up, everybody? Hey. I know you all are on the edge of your seat after me posting the last video. Did he make it to Red Bluff? Did he make it? You have your phone in hand, just going, is he updating yet? Did he make it? I gotta know. Well, I made it to Red Bluff, just not the DC. That's right. You heard it correct. I went to the store instead of the DC. Reason being, I had very little time left on my 14-hour clock. I had enough drive time, but I didn't have a whole lot of time left on my 14 because of that holdover at the vendor. And had that vendor not held me over, I would have had plenty of time to get to Red Bluff, DC. And so I had 37 minutes left on my 11-hour drive time. But when I pulled in to the driveway here at the store, I had, what was it, 6 minutes left? 5 minutes left on my 14. So, if I would have gone to Red Bluff, DC, I would have had to check in. I would have had to go find a spot to park this trailer in whatever zone they told me to do, and then drive all the way around the yard, and it's a big yard, to where the tractor ready line is so I can overnight. I wasn't gonna make it. Now, if it was the other way around, I could have inbounded at the gate. If I was short on drive time but had more 14-hour, I could have, on duty time, I could have arrived, went on the yard movement, that doesn't count against your drive time, and then went and parked, and then came back around and then clocked out by my 14. But I thought, where can I go to park and park quickly so I can just clock out? And sorry, that was my dinner finishing up in the microwave. So I thought, well, I can go to the TA. I could go, that was in between, I think it's in Anderson. I could have went to a store in Reading. I could have went to the rest area. These are all other options. Now, the Red Bluff store, all I got to do is go out of here, make a right, make one left, then go down, make a right on the main street, and follow it right down to the DC, and I'm like 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops away from the DC. The other locations, I would have been a lot further away from the DC, so I figured I would come here. Plus, I wanted to grab some things inside the store, or be around somewhere where I can grab. I ran out of water, shame on me, so I needed to get some more hydration. And I actually picked up a Monster. I know, I'm just got done and I'm going to drink a Monster, but it doesn't keep me awake. It just tastes good to me, so that's what it is. So I made it to Red Bluff, but I didn't make it to the DC. I still call it a win because I made it to Red Bluff. So yeah, I think I fixed my time clock issue earlier today from last night. Tonight, not a problem. I do have to go in and add a layover, and I do have to go in and add the moving of the trailers in Missoula for yesterday. But today's Thursday, my last day. Tomorrow's my go home. My ETD is still set for 9 o'clock. I might keep it because all I have to do, I might change it to 9:30. All I have to do is go in, park the trailer, go fuel, and get my dispatch paperwork, and then get the outbound trailer and go. So hopefully they give me something good. Last go home day out of here, I got one store. It was Fairfield. If you guys remember, if you guys are watching, I got that store, and then I got back to Sacramento and I asked for more work, and I didn't get off till almost midnight. And again, that was almost where I had to stop and get a hotel room, if you remember. So I don't know if I'm going to ask for extra work. It just depends on what they give me out of here. Hopefully they give me something good. I've gotten where they gave me, on my go home day, a load to go to Reno. And so I drove it from here. I had to get here first. I was down in Elk Grove. Get to Red Bluff. Then from Red Bluff, go to Reno. Reno back to Sac. That was a pretty good day. So we'll see what they come up with. But right now, I've got well over 2,000 miles this week. So today I drove 533 miles. Yesterday, 557, 589, and 582. So 4 days over 500, that's 2,000 plus. So I haven't done the math, and I'm not that good of a mathematician. But it's around 52.5, 52.50, or sorry, 26.50, 27.50, somewhere around there so far. Oh, I'm sorry, my math, I'm tired. 22.50, somewhere around there, 22.50 so far. So I should end my week right around 2,500 to 2,600 miles for the week, which is not bad. Not a lot of activity throughout all this. That's the sucky part. A lot of mileage, a lot of windshield, but just not a lot of activity. The problem with Hermiston and Grandview is they're out there. And Hermiston is so far up, and it might as well be in Washington, that between Grandview and Hermiston, they're servicing pretty much all of Oregon. There's not much. You have to drive a long distance to get anywhere to a Walmart from the DC. So you're not going to get a lot of activity. You're going to get a lot of miles. At least that's what I see out of Hermiston. I'm guessing Grandview, the only benefit about Grandview is it's the grocery. So like McCarran, I'm going to guess that they're loading several stores in one trailer. When you go to a GM DC, which is Hermiston, you get one store done. Maybe you get two. If you're lucky, they're palletized and you get three. But that's rare that I've seen in my experience. So Red Bluff is also a GM DC. And I think they service some of the southern part of Oregon. So that's how Oregon gets kind of their stuff, is from Grandview, the grocery, and then the GM all the way in Hermiston, and the GM here in Red Bluff. I don't know why they don't put one like in the Portland area or the Troutdale area or somewhere like a grocery or something that's a little bit closer. But I don't know. I don't make those decisions. I don't want to make those decisions. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. So safety tip. Oh, I changed the color of the lights. You see that? All right. So I don't know if you guys have noticed that, because I had blue, and then the other day I had green, and now I got red. So I'm kind of changing them up as I go throughout the week. But anyway, my topic: moving over for disabled vehicles. Yeah, this is just me and how I drive. I'm looking way down the road, and as long as a vehicle didn't turn, pass me, like another truck pass me and get in front of me and prevent me from getting my 8 to 12 seconds idle time, I'm seeing these things on the side of the road and reacting to them right away. So I'm looking to move over. Any vehicle, and it doesn't have to be where there is something going on, meaning police activity or first responder activity. It could be just a vehicle off to the side. It could be an abandoned vehicle. It can be a vehicle that has people that broke down, and maybe they're inside the vehicle. Maybe it's another truck. Whatever it is, guys, you got to move over. I'm gonna give you just that little tidbit. I move over, and whenever I can. Obviously you're not always going to be able to move over, because by the time you recognize it, there might be a steady flow of traffic to your left, and nobody wants to let you over. I get it. Slow down. Get as close to that center line or the left line as you can. And your priority at that point is that vehicle or that object. And your eyes should be fixated on that object. Not fixated where you're taking your eyes off what's in front of you, but until you pass that vehicle, you shouldn't. That's your priority, in my opinion. And even as I pass that vehicle, I check my right side or passenger side mirror to ensure that I made it past that vehicle without a problem. And the reason I bring this up is today I saw a lot of vehicles on the side of the road. I've been seeing a lot of vehicles on the side of the road, and there's truckers that move over, and they do it without fail. And then there's truckers that, knowing that they could, they don't move over. And my previous company, being in management, I had to look into accidents. Luckily, I didn't have to look into this accident that one of the drivers had. But it wasn't his fault. It was determined unavoidable on his end. But he was passing a vehicle on the side, the shoulder. The vehicle was parked too close to the white line. The occupant of the vehicle decided to swing the door wide open as traffic's coming. And the front of the tractor made contact with that door, spun that car up and around, and unfortunately the occupant passed away. That's the danger of those folks there. They don't have the awareness, some of them, that they need when they're on the side of the road. So our awareness has to be up even higher to compensate for their lack thereof. So for you that are broken down, even in your personal vehicles, if you're a driver, if you're a four-wheeler watching this, I know it's hot outside sometimes, but if you're broke down on the side of the road, you shouldn't be sitting in the vehicle. You shouldn't be sitting close to the vehicle. You should be way off to the side. I've seen some people that go way up the embankment and wait for the tow truck. They go on the other side of the guardrail, and they keep their eye on the flow of traffic. Obviously, they're looking for the tow or their support that's coming to help them, but don't put yourself in harm's way, because there was several other instances where vehicles stalled, no lights, they're in the middle of the roadway, they get struck. If your car's abandoned or stopped on the roadway and you don't have any lights because you lost all power, get away from it. Call 911 and get somebody over there as quickly as possible. That's a 911. That's valid for a 911, because that's going to kill somebody else if your car is abandoned in the highway. Even on the side of the road, you can still call 911 and tell them, hey, I'm abandoned on the side of the road. I have no lights. It's dark out. I have no flares. I called for a tow, but I wanted to make sure, can somebody send somebody out here to help until the tow guy comes. And usually they'll send somebody. So protect yourselves, guys. All right, that's my my soapbox derby for tonight. I'm hoping my experience is helping some people, or at least making them think, because that's all that we get to do in here, is we get to sit and think. We're by ourselves, right? Some of them like it that way. I kind of like not having all the interruptions. So anyway, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking. I'll let you guys know how my day 5 or my go home day goes tomorrow. And stay safe, everyone.